What's good? What's good? Can you hear me? What's good? What's good? How's it going? Can you hear me? You can hear me? Yes. How you all doing? How you all doing? Let me go on Instagram. All right, Instagram. Free game. Let me give these folks some free game. Some free game. All right. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Bitcoin went crazy. Everything went crazy. All right. But you know, it's the Trump playbook, right? It's the Trump playbook. So if you're paying attention, none of this should surprise you. As a matter of fact, let me show you something. So I'll show you something. I'll show you how price action. Wait, did I post it on Instagram? I think I posted it on Instagram. Hold on. So let's go here. You see this? Yeah. So you see this, right? What? Shit, nobody knows. What was the entry price on here for Bitcoin? We not getting to 97K anytime soon. What was the entry price on the screen? 65,984, right? So when Bitcoin got to 65 and it bounced from there, I decided to do a buy. So when you only do calls and puts when it's options, right? Those terms only apply to options. If you are trading crypto futures or regular futures or forex, you don't use calls and puts. So over here we did a buy. I went long on Bitcoin. See, I don't trade actual Bitcoin because there's no reason to trade your actual Bitcoin. If that makes sense, type 21 if that makes sense. there's no reason to actually buy and sell your actual Bitcoin. If you want to trade, you can trade the futures, right? So this isn't me buying and selling Bitcoin itself. So you can't be like, oh, Block, you said don't sell Bitcoin, don't buy Bitcoin. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? This is just the futures. You don't own the underlying asset. You're basically trading the direction, right? Excuse me. So if you get the direction right, you make money. You can put on a stop loss. And as you can see, when the news of the temporary ceasefire was announced, Bitcoin pumped, the stock market is pumping, right? But here's the truth of the matter. As a matter of fact, let me go to my Discord. Here's the truth of the matter. The news doesn't matter much. Please ask me why. The news doesn't matter much. Can somebody ask me why? Ask me why. News doesn't matter much. Ask me why. Oh, somebody finally asked. Why? Because everything you need to know is already in the charts. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Right? If I'm lying, I'm dying. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to find it here. If I'm lying, I'm dying. So 1 second. Let me show you something. All right. What's today? Can somebody tell me what today's date is? What's today's date? Can somebody tell me what today's date is? Today is 4/7, right? Okay. Can you tell when I posted this? What day did I post this? Four, 5. And what did it say on 4/5? Two days ago, right? So 2 days ago, I was looking at the market and I went to the 8-day chart. And on the 8-day chart, there was a clear rejection of lower prices, right? So assuming you didn't even know anything was going on in the market, this was telling you that the market wanted to go up. When you see this, do you want to go up or do you want to go down? Anyone? If you see the signal, if you see a pin bar rejecting lower prices on a weekly chart or on a bi-weekly chart, what does it signify? Bullishness or bearishness? Up. right? So when I seen this, I started to have like my bias is I'm always bullish anyway, but this was super confirmation, right? And not only did I watch this on SPY, let me go to IWM, and you will see that it gave us a similar price action. So this goes to tell you, or this goes to show you, that the news itself doesn't matter much, right? Because if you learn how to read the charts, you should be able to see before the news comes in, right? So over here, again, this was 2 days ago, right? So 2 days ago, when I was watching the market on the 8-day chart, this is what we had. So we had a pin bar, an outside bar pin bar, right? On a break and retest. This was 2 days ago. This was before the ceasefire. So if I'm looking at this 2 days ago before the ceasefire, and I want to have an opinion on the market, am I bullish or am I bearish? 2 days ago, you don't know anything that is happening. You just looking at the charts casually, innocently. You don't listen to the news. You don't follow Trump on Truth Social. You're not on Twitter. You just looking at the charts. This is bullish. Correct? You have a clear place to put your stop loss. So in this case, where will your stop loss go? Where will your stop loss go? Where would your stop loss go? Bottom of that wick. Exactly. So if you are wrong, you're gonna realize you are wrong when the price does not go up, when it comes down, right? So all you have to do is take a position, put money on the line, accept the risk, and the rest is history. See what I'm saying? Rest is history. So, and this is how it looks, right? So I use the pre-market. So this is the aftermath. So let me explain, right? So 2 days ago, the market gave us bullish sentiment, right? And then during the day or during the week, we had, this was yesterday's low here, okay? This is pre-market low here. This was pre-market high, yesterday's high. So automatically pre-market high and yesterday's high creates a resistance zone, right? And once that resistance zone breaks, then it opens the door for price to go up higher. But remember, we were already bullish 2 days ago on the 8-day chart. Does that make sense? Type 21 if what I'm saying is making sense. You have to figure out a way to tie them together, right? You have to figure out a way to understand the story that is being told without the detail. So you understand the story without the detail. You understand what price is trying to do without the details. What direction is trying to go without the details. The details is the news. Trump said this. This is the ceasefire. This is the terms, blah, 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 right? But the direction is simple to get. So if on a higher time frame, on the weekly time frame, we were already bullish, and then on the lower time frame, we get a break and retest, then we break and close above the pre-market high, which was also yesterday's high, then it's a no-brainer, right? Because price tried a few times to break below pre-market low. This was today, right? This isn't weeks ago. Any reason why I use the 8-day time frame? That is just my secret. I try to look at time frames that is odd. It's not typical, right? So I have an edge, because everybody is looking at the 1 week, 1 day, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Does that make sense? That is what 90% of traders are looking at, the default setting. Nobody is looking at 8 days. You know what I'm saying? So for me to have an edge or see something that nobody else is seeing, or just a handful of people are seeing, gives me an edge. Gives me a little edge. So if you look at this, we go back, right? This setup here, this 8-day setup, if you looked at this same ETF on a weekly, you wouldn't have seen this. You feel me? If you look at it on a weekly, let's look at it. So go to IWM. All right. And we're gonna go to weekly. So I'm gonna share the weekly, right? So you see this? This is the weekly. You see how it's different? Can you see it? So the weekly did not. This is weekly, and this is, I'm going to switch it. You're going to see. This is 8 days. You see the difference? This is 8 days. So the 8 days gave me clarity that the weekly wasn't giving me. You see that? This by itself is a cheat code. Make sense? This by itself is a cheat code. Because this allows me to see things that nobody else is seeing. Because who's looking at 8 days? It doesn't even make sense, right? 8-day chart. Why would I look at 8 days? I look at 1 week, 2 weeks, right? 1 month. But for me, I have different time frames. So I go here. For sure. I'm gonna do that. I appreciate it, man. So I'm gonna go here. So do you see the time frame on my chart? Look at it. Do you see the time frames on my chart? This is a normal, right? This is a normal. So the normal is gonna be 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, right? 1 week, and that's it. But you see, I got 3 weeks. So for me, I can switch to 3 weeks, and it gives me an edge, right? It gives me an insight that most people are not gonna see, because most people are only looking at the default settings. I got 19 hours, right? No, most people are not gonna see this. So if I'm trading this, or if I'm looking at this, I can simply draw a line, right? From the highs, like so. You see that? I can simply see this and do this. Okay? So now what I'm doing is I'm looking at the market making lower highs, and I just wanted to break out of here. So I could have caught this. Or perhaps I could have done this. You can do this on a higher time frame to give you basically the structure or how the market is moving, right? So you get the structure. Like so, right? Let's say you notice the market is doing this. You put a line here, right? So this is on the 19th, but you don't want to execute on the 19th. So you go down to, let's say, 15 minute. So if I go to the 15 minute, I'm bullish on the 15 I'm bullish on this setup, right? So if I go to the lower time frame, I'm looking for pullbacks to go high. Does that make sense? I'm looking for bullish entries. I'm not looking to go short, because if I go back on the 19th, I already saw this movement. Does that make sense? This movement, I'm looking for a breakup. I'm not trying to go short. I'm not trying to do puts, because everything is telling me the market wants to go up. So you're using the higher time frame for direction, and then you go down on a lower time frame for entries, for execution. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how you play the game. But you see my time frames, they vary. I got 7 minutes. Nobody is looking at 7 minutes. Nobody is looking at 13. Nobody is looking at 23 or 25 or 33 or 45 or 53. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at these time frames, obviously I'm going to see things that the average person is not going to see. get me? Because the average person thinks average. If you want to have an edge, you want to think outside the box. Any questions? I just wanted to give you guys just a little bit of game. A little bit of game, not too much. Any questions about trading, price action? Let me show you real quick. So how do you know when consolidation is over? When it breaks above the previous high, right? So I'm gonna show you real quick how easy. So this is Tesla, all right? This is Tesla, and I'm gonna show you how when the market opened today, market opened here, all right? So you see what day is this? I just want to make sure you see the date so you don't think I'm doing hindsight after the fact explanation. What date is this and what is the time? Please tell me the date and the time. What time? What time was that posted? What time? I didn't tell y'all. Okay, so 8:39 a.m. right? Good job. You answered my question. So 8:39 a.m. that's before the market open, right? So before the market open, as you can see here, I was looking at Tesla, right? Before the market open, yesterday's high, okay? Pre-market high, pre-market low, yesterday's low. So what does the pre-market low and yesterday's low gives you? Listen, I'm giving you, I shouldn't even be giving you this type of game. But I also know you're not gonna do shit with this game. So I'm gonna give it to you. Hopefully one or two people take it serious, because I charge a lot of money for what I'm telling you here. And what I'm telling you here is no brainer. All right? Somebody says support, right? So that gives you support. Do you want to buy? What do you do at support? Let me ask it that way. What do you do at support? What action do you take? Or when you're looking at a chart like this, what are the scenarios? You buy, or you buy if. You don't buy blindly. You buy if what? You long at support if. It's conditional. There has to be a condition. You don't just buy. You buy if. Can you also sell and go short at the lows? Come on, y'all. You just don't buy only. What happens? There's a few scenarios that have to play out. So you can't just blindly buy because you're at support. You sell or buy. You sell when what happens. If there's a pin at support, or what else? Or what else? There's more answers. I've only gotten one from Self-Made. If there's a pin at support, what else? That's not the only possibility. You have to lay out all the possibilities. Kaylin, you should help them out. You know this. What do you do? Because this is your setup. This is your foundation. Break out where? Okay, what if support doesn't hold? What happens? What if the support breaks? What are you gonna do? What if the support doesn't hold? What are you going to do? What are you looking for? What is your action? Then it breaks lower. So what are you going to do? What action are you going to take? The action you're going to take should already be pre-planned, right? So I just wanted y'all to think about it, right? Logically first, have a plan. So this morning, this is what happened, right? Tesla levels to watch. I said alerts will go off when the levels break. So at 9:45, 15 minutes after the market opened, I said Tesla is breaking the pre-market low. Now, do you see it? Do you see it? Are you picking up the game? I'm not here just to talk to hear my voice talk. I'm trying to impact some knowledge, but simple. Nothing complicated here. Simple. We're not using indicators. We're not talking about what is in the news and all of that shit. Simple, right? So, as you can see, did it break below the lows, the two lows? Yes or no? Yes or no? Why is your responses so late? It broke below. So what do you mean no? Blue Serenity, what do you mean low? It broke below. You can't see it? It broke below. So if it broke below, are you bullish or are you bearish? See, I don't. It's one thing to like just tell you the answer. There, do this, buy, sell. I want you to look at it and think about it logically. What do you think is going on? If it broke below, are you bullish or are you bearish? You're bearish, right? So do you want to buy or do you want to sell? Okay, so let's see what happened. This was 9:45, right? So at 9:47, 2 minutes later, I came back. See what's going on. You see what's going on. So we had a support. Market open, broke below that support. So market became bearish. You don't try to go long when the market is telling you I'm going down. You feel me? So this was 2 minutes later. 2 minutes later, Tesla did this. Okay, let's go further. At 9:48, do you get it? If you are below the pre-market low, you're bearish. You feel me? 9:48. That's 18 minutes after the market opened. It gave you a sign. Broke below, drop, drop. Let's see how far it went. 10:05. At 10:05, it had dropped about $4. So look at it. You get it? Any attempt to buy would have rendered you broke for the day. And that will be a foolish move, right? So 35 minutes after the market opened, you could have made money already. This technically did not retest, but the signs was there. The sign was there right here, right? This candle that broke and closed below the pre-market low had a lot of volume, right? It was strong. It was very bearish. You get it? At 10:10, this is 10:10. So look, this is how simple it is. And I know there's a lot of folks out there who will try to like combine all kinds of other things, indicators and fundamental analysis, and this is what's going on. None of that shit matters, right? You can know it, but it doesn't really give you an edge. Everything that is gonna break in the news is already in the technicals. The technicals will give you a clue days before, weeks before the details of the news breaks. So if you have to choose, just learn how to read the market. Because in 40 minutes, you could have made a lot of money. Just understanding that this broke below yesterday's low and the pre-market low and it broke with strength. So doing a call on Tesla here would have been idiotic. Type 21 if you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right, let's see what happened. At 10:59, this was Tesla. And this was let me see what time frame. This is a 15-minute time frame, right? So again, you see it here. Yesterday's low, pre-market low. This is the first 15-minute candle, right? The market broke. This is the first 15-minute candle. Is this candle decisive, directional, strong? Yes or no? The market opened, the market broke, the price broke, the pre-market low, price broke, support with this candle. Was this candle decisive? Or was it wishy-washy? Was this candle telling you that, listen, we going down? Or was it like, I don't know, maybe we going up? Maybe I'm indecisive. Maybe we're about to bounce up. What was the case? Strong and decisive, right? Strong and decisive. So, have you done a put, right? Have you bought a put right here? Once this candle closed, from here to here, you would have made money. From here to here, you would have made money. From here to here, you would have killed it. Either way, this would have made you a lot of money. Very simple, right? Not complicated at all. Very simple. It came all the way down here. Look at how low it came down to. So had you bought it here on this break, you made money all the way down here, right? Then look at what it did. Came here, created a bear flag towards the trend line. Another put opportunity was right here. You getting it? All right. Let me show you an example of a call. All right. What date do we have here? Again, what date do we have here? Type in the chat. What date do we have here? Four 7. What time? $8:52 a.m. Okay, what time does the market open? What time does the market open? What time does the stock market open? Well, it wasn't. Not your time. What time does the market open? 9:30 Eastern time, right? So over here, it was before the market opened, all right? Eastern time. So as you can see, before the market opened, this is what we were dealing with. The pre-market high, not a pre-market low, right? When the market opened, I said, wait, what did I say? Type in the chat, what did I say? At 9:56, what did I say? I want you to type. I want to make sure you're following the lesson and you're with me. What did I say at 9:56? What did I type? Please type what I typed. Broke and held the high, right? Broke and closed above. Okay, so now let's look at it. So it broke. This was the high, right? It broke and closed above the high. Now, if it broke and closed above the high, what is your bias? Do you want to be long or do you want to be short? Type in the chat. If I'm telling you that this is the high, this is the low. It broke and closed above the high. Now, what is your bias? Are you bullish or are you bearish? Somebody said long, somebody said bullish. Anybody else? Long, right? Okay, so let's see what happened. At 10:06. At 10:06, what happened? Did we go down or did we go up? Did we go down or did we go up? Did we not stay, retest, and stay above? Excuse me, right? Easy money. So not only did it work for Tesla on the put side, it worked for XLE on the call side, right? Okay, let's see what happened at 10:07. By 10:07, would you have made money or no? Yes or no? Just a simple answer. Would you have made money? Is this difficult? Does this involve any fundamental analysis? Do you need a podcast to be able to do this? You don't need EYL. You don't need Ian Dunlap. You don't need CNBC, right? You don't need people talking about what they ate and where they traveled to and what clothes they wear and what car they drive, right? It ain't got nothing to do with that. Exactly. Just price action. Simple price action. Common sense and calculation and having a plan and executing on your plan. And you can do this every fucking day. Just price action and print. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to follow anybody's Instagram page. You don't have to watch no YouTube. You don't have to listen to no podcast. You don't have to watch no news. If you can master this and have the discipline to be in and out, how long did it take? Please tell me, what is the time up here? I want you to, what is the time? Please tell me, what is the time? If the market opens at 9:30, what time did this move happen? Market opens at 9:30. What time did this move happen? 10:07. How many minutes is that? 37 minutes. 37 minutes. So please don't ask me, Blog, what do you think the market is going to do? I don't fucking know. Right? Don't ask anybody, what do you think the market is going to do? We don't fucking know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But if you have your levels, you stick to your plan, you can come in and in 30 minutes, in 15 minutes, in 1 hour, you're in and out. Man, come on, man. You in and out. We're looking at SPY. SPY broke, right? I said SPY broke. We're looking at a bull flag. This is a no-brainer, right? SPY broke. Looking at a bull flag, and this was right before the market closed. And the market shows you signs. And believe me, if you want to, listen, no guru knows what the fuck is going on, right? Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. But if you're gonna follow somebody, right? Don't follow me. It's not me. My money ain't long enough, right? But if you're gonna follow somebody, like I said, right? Watch here. This was 4-5. All right, 4-5. I didn't know what Trump was gonna do, but like I said, I don't need no price action. I mean, I don't need no fundamentals and details or what everybody else is saying. The proof was in the chart. On the 8-day, it was clear that the market wanted to go up. You feel me? So while everybody was chasing puts and doing this and whatever, I still want to look at what the chart is saying. I don't care about the details, right? You're looking at what the price action is telling you. And this is a lot of money. And do you know, let me show you what I bought. So it's not like I'm just talking about it, right? I actually bought contracts. So 1 second. I don't know if this will share. Oh, this wouldn't share. How do I share? Because this is on WhatsApp. It wouldn't share. I wanted you to see. It's not showing. But yeah, I bought swings, right? Because when I see this, I cannot ignore it. I cannot see this and not put money on the line, right? I'm gonna put money on the line. I don't care what anybody else is saying. I'm trading what I see. Oh yeah, I remember what I want to say. So again, if you want to follow someone, right? You go here and you look at the flow, right? The people who are putting mad money on the line, right? So the people who are putting mad money on the line, look at this. right? You see this? So if you look at you see here, I don't know if you can see, but you see the SPX? This call came in at 4:06. I don't know if you guys can see. The Instagram folks, you might not see. You see this? Is this to what day is this? Please type the time up here so I know you can see. The first one. The first one was this. The first one was the date and the time. Right here. This is right before the market close, right? Remember, the market closes at 4:15, right? 4:15 for SPY, SPX, 4:15. So like 9 minutes before the market close, this came in, right? SPX 6850 call expiring 4:30. Now, here's the thing. This is what you want to look at. They paid above the bid, right? They paid above, and they spent $3 million, $3.3 million. You hear what I'm saying? $3.3 million. If somebody waits, just think about it logically. If somebody waits 9 minutes until the market closes and you see $3 million coming in and they paid above, oh, you saw another one for 11? It's telling, and these are the people, and you kind of like, you should never blindly follow anybody, right? But the people who are making moves with big money, that's what you want to pay attention to. So it wasn't just that. It's QQQ also came in, but QQQ was earlier at 11:13, right? QQQ paid above. And as you can see, none of these people are doing same day expirations. Nobody is putting that much bread on the line and trying to lotto it and gamble it, right? So with an SPX, 23 days. Now that 23 days doesn't mean they're gonna stay in it 23 days. The market opens tomorrow, they might be up $2 million. They out of here. Same with the QQQ. Even though it's 618, right? 72 days to expiration. TSM, 17 days. MU, 24 days. SMH, 38 days. SPX, 72 days, right? Somebody puts almost $10 million on the line. They are not doing next day expiration. Are you crazy? You got to buy time. And you're not buying time just to hold it until that expiration. You buy, so look, they bought a 7,000 call, expiring 6/18. They paid above. That's capital flow, right? They paid above. And this here, you're not gonna see this on your platform. You see how it breaks it down in Bitcoin? Don't think this is not on that site. So maybe if you see in the Bitcoin breakdown and you're thinking, oh wow, it breaks it down in Bitcoin. No, it doesn't. This is my own, this is an extension I have on my computer that basically breaks everything down into sats. So you see how the $37.29 is 52,000 sats, right? $25.45 is 35,508 sats. $15.91 premium is 22,198 sats. Okay, $19.29 is 26,914 sats. You get it? So if you're on the platform, you're not gonna see this breakdown, but $3.3 million is 46.21 Bitcoin. Does that make sense? $5 million is 71.04 Bitcoin. $3.5 million is 48.95 Bitcoin. So for me, I'm training my brain to see things and price everything in Bitcoin. So I have an extension that breaks everything down into Bitcoin. You get it? So if you don't have the extension and you go on the Capital floor and you're looking at the flow and you like this idea of seeing things priced in Bitcoin, you're not going to see it priced in Bitcoin. I just want you to know that. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So if you want like guidance to see what big money is doing, don't be looking at the gurus. Them gurus don't know what the fuck they doing. They just winging shit. They ain't putting no $10 million on the line, right? And nobody is putting $10 million on the line without knowing something, without having some sort of inside information. Somebody that told them something. They know something that you and I don't know. So this is as far as I will go, as far as like insight or fundamentals. Like, wait a second, who's putting money on the line? Not the gurus posting their card. Have you seen, do you know who this guy is? Anyone? Do you know who this person is? Do you know who this person is? Do they post on Instagram? Do they post what they're eating on Instagram? No, you don't know them. They don't need you to know them. They don't need you to know what food they eating. But they putting out bread. So you see over here, this is the bid and the ask. So for the XPX Sky, the bid 35, so it's 35, the bid was 35.59, ask was 36.40. They paid 37.29. Do you understand what that means? I don't think you guys are, I don't think you're getting, if you combine everything we talked about, the price action, and you go look at the flow and who is paying above the ask, what do you think they're doing? If somebody is paying more than is being asked, what do you think they're doing? What do you think they know? Why do you think they want to get in so fast? I don't think you guys are listening to what I'm saying. It's not one thing you're looking at. You're looking at a multitude of things. You with me? You getting it? You getting where I'm going? It's not just the premium. That is the point here. They paid above. They spent extra. They paid more than was being asked. If you go to a store and you see something you like, If you don't really like it, or you don't really have the money, or you don't really need it that bad, you're just gonna be trying to bargain, negotiate. You're gonna wait for a discount. But if somebody walk in a store and they're like, how much is this? And they're like, yeah, it's 70. They're like, give me 30 of these. Give me 30, but you know what? You want 75, I'll pay 80 each. Give me 30. I want to be out of here. I don't have time. That means they want it really, really bad. Their conviction is out of here. They know what they're going to get out of it, whatever it is. So they don't have time to negotiate. They know that if I can get it for 80, I can go flip it for 150. So I don't care. I'm not about to hustle you for that $5. Will you make it quick for me? I'll pay 80 a pop. Don't worry about a 75. I'll give you 80. Just give me 30 of those, or give me 1,000 of those at 80. Not even what you are asking. Man, tell me if this shit is making sense, man. I got like 5 more minutes and I'll be out of here. Is this making sense or what? I done showed you the price action. I done told you we don't care about the fundamentals and the news because everything is in the market, it's in the price action, it's in the charts. But let's say you just wanted something like, let's see what big money is doing. Not the gurus, not people on Twitter, not the influencers, the people who you don't see their face, but they are willing to pay above the ask. The people who are putting $8.2 million, $9.8 million, $5 million, and they are paying above the ask. Why are they doing that? Let me go take a look at the charts. What are they seeing? What do they know? So if you go look at the charts and the charts make sense and it aligns, then all you got to do is put money on the line. Fuck around and find out. Right? It's not complicated at all. Not complicated at all. And they don't do same day expirations because nobody wants to put 3 million, 5 million, 7 million, damn near 10 million and lose it the same day. Right? So watch what Big Money does. And also, they are not buying all the way out of the money insane, right? 6, 8, they buy it at the money. This person could have bought at 7,000, right? Just look at the contract selection and learn to do the right thing. Don't start off by making fucked up or buying fucked up contracts because you can't afford it yet. You're still enforcing bad habits, and eventually it will come back and bite you where the sun don't shine. Right? So SPX, he bought 80, 68, 50 call expiring 430. Tomorrow when the market opens and it pops, they out of here. How many contracts do they have? 888 contracts. This person got 2,000 contracts. Right? So you're gonna know when they got in. You're gonna know the strikes. You're gonna know date until expiration. You're gonna know the call. You're gonna know the side. You're gonna know when they paid above. Right? But you're not gonna know where they're gonna exit. Shit, they could have exited. This person could have exited half of their contracts before the market closed. How would you know? Right? How would you know? They bought it at 406. By 411, SPY had started moving. They could have sold half of their contracts in 5 minutes. Left the runner for tomorrow. So you're not gonna know when they are exiting. You know when they got in, you know the size, you don't know their take profit method. It might be 20%, it might be 50%. But if this person the one that bought spent 9.8 million, if they get 10%, how much is that? Anyone here? If this one, the 9.8, if they get 10% on this contract, on this position, how much is that? If the price moves 10% on 9.8 million, how much have they made? Let's say it moved 10% in 5 minutes. How much are they up? $900. Where you get 800K from? How 10% of 9.8, 800K? How you get 890K? 980. Just 10%. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow, I'm going to look at these same contracts and see how high the bid and the ask is. Because these people knew something, or they had so much conviction that they paid above the ask. This is the bid. This is the ask. This is what the sellers want. This is what the buyers want to pay. So if the buyer ends up paying more than the seller is asking for, then the buyer really knows something. Am I right or am I right? The bid is what the buyer wants to pay. The ask is what the seller is asking for. If the buyer pays above the ask, then the buyer really wants it so bad. They don't care about a discount. They don't care about meeting you in the middle. They said, fuck all that. As a matter of fact, I'll pay you more. Why would this person be willing to pay you more? Buyers want to pay $17.20 here. The sellers are asking for $17.75. Typically, they will say, okay, let's meet in the middle, right? Compromise a little bit, I compromise a little bit. But not this person. Not the person with the $7 million. They said, fuck all that. I will pay above. You want $17.75? I'll pay how much? $19.29. And you don't want to pay attention to why? Everybody else, every other buyer wants to pay $17.20. All the sellers asking for 1775. This person comes in with damn near $7 million and said, I'll pay 19. Right? Again, SPX. I'm going to talk about this and I'll be done. SPX. All the buyers. Exactly. They want to be out of there. They know something. You see what I'm saying, Rue? They know something. They know something. Everybody says, buyers, I'll pay 37 for this. Sellers say, nah, pay us 37.70. So you meet in the middle. This person comes with $9.8 million and like, I'll pay 39. Get this shit filled and let's get out of here. They know something. The fact that they are paying them $2 above, plus they are spending $9.8 million. I don't know, but I know they know something. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what they know, but I know they know something. Because you don't test the depth of a river with 2 feet, both foot. You test it a little bit, right? $10 million is not testing a little bit. $10 million is I know something. Get me out of here. Get this shit filled, because this 10 million is going to turn into $18 million by next week or by next month. So I don't have the time to like bargain with you guys. Get me out of here. I'll pay above to get out of here. Hey, you both right. Somebody said they know he's full of mouth, or it could be Barron Trump. It could be Trump as goddamn self. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Let's say so. This here, okay? Let's look at the date real quick. So if you look at the 9.8 million, that's the last one at the bottom. When did this call come in? Anybody? Type it in the chat. When did this call come in? It ain't come in today. This wasn't today. When did this call come in? What date? Type it in the chat, please. When did it come in? March 30th, right? March 30th at 12:34. March 30th, right? March 30th, they bought 2,500 contracts and they paid above, right? Okay, so let's say March 30th, you see this and you're wondering, wait a second, the hell do they know? Eventually, the joint went down for a little bit. But then later on, you go back and you see this. You're like, oh shit. Now I see. Because just because you get into a call or a contract today doesn't mean it has to pop tomorrow. Sometimes it might take The expiration is 70 something days. So if it goes down for a few days, if it goes down for a week, okay. So what? But if somebody knows something is around the corner, they can't necessarily time it to the T. They might get in a little early, and that's why you buy time. Exactly. So they get in, they're like, listen, it might dip a little bit, but I got time, and if I hold this, boom. So if you look at the chart and then you see this, so all of this movement, this was down. This was the market came all the way down here. And for me, when it got here, I started to buy, right? Excuse me. I started to buy. And my reason, because somebody asked me, why did you start to buy? Because somebody asked me, why did you start to buy? Please ask me, why did you start to buy? I don't want to answer my own question like I'm crazy or something. So please ask me, why did you start to buy? And I'll tell you why I started to buy. Why did you? Oh, finally, somebody asked. I thought you were on the. I thought you weren't gonna ask. All right, give me a second to show you why I did buy. So we were here, all right? Let me. Why did you start to buy? Good. You're asking the right question. So I've made a lot of noise about the VIX, right? So this is the VIX here. I've said this time and time and time again, that if the VIX hits this level around 30 to 31, this is when you want to load up. Has anybody heard me say that? Or am I making this shit up? If you say I'm making this shit up, I will pull up receipts. Who has heard me say this and post about it? And if you want to make money, wait until the VIX is at these levels and you want to buy. And buy about 6 months. Who has heard me say that? Come on, don't make me pull up the receipt. Don't make me pull up the receipt. I said it. I'll still pull up the receipt anyway. I'll still pull up the receipt anyway. I'll still pull up the receipt because I like pulling up the receipt. I'll still pull it up. Because why not? Why not? Because that was so dope. I'm almost there. I gotta scroll. I gotta scroll. But that's a cheat code, man. That's a cheat code. March 9th. I can't make this shit up, right? I cannot make this shit up, right? March 9th. Right? The date is here. The information is here. VIX above 30 is when you start loading the boat. You think I'm gonna tell you this and I'm not gonna act on my own shit? Is you crazy? You think I'm gonna post this for 200 and something people to be liking it and saving it and sharing it, and I'm not gonna act on my own shit? Huh? The hell wrong with you? You think I'm gonna make somebody make more money than me on my own shit that I'm posting out there? So that's the answer to why did you start buying? Because I gave you the cheat code. I gave you the cheat code. Why would you not start buying? I'm telling you to buy this and save it, and you wouldn't buy. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? The information is there. I gave you the information. I gave you the time frame. I gave you examples. I took my time and I researched this and I charted it and I put it out there. You think I'm not gonna put my money where my mouth is? Are you crazy? This is March 9th. A month ago. So if I'm telling you this a month ago and I see it on the chart and we are here, right? We are here. So you can clearly see that when we got up here around 31, fear disappeared. Then we came up there again. And this is where it here. Look, I gave you the information March 9th. So March 9th was somewhere. So it came up here, dropped, then came up here again. This is another chance. And then you couple it with the with what's the other thing? I forgot what it was. The people who are spending who are spending $9 million and shit. You know what I'm saying? These people, what are they? Anyway, I'm done. But you get the point. So you see that. And then you see this. Come on, man. You got the VIX telling you one thing, and then you got the people putting up money in the same direction as what the VIX is telling you. Is you dumb? You don't like money? This is just using the fear and greed index, fear and greed gauge, which is the VIX. Then we are using price action, which is predictable human behavior. And then we are looking at people who got bread and putting bread on the line and paying above the ask. This is a recipe for success. Doesn't get better than that. Don't need no indicators. You don't need no gurus. You don't need no podcasting. That's it. Gave it to you on a silver platter. No, actually gave it to you on a Bitcoin platter. So please don't ask nobody, God damn it. YouTube can hear. Anyway, I think my time is up anyway. Call came through. My time is up. But anyway, YouTube, they can't hear me. It just went out. All right. Well, you get the point. I should be checking out. Hope you got some game. Hope you learned something. Good night. Take action. You know? I'm out of here. Stop sharing. Game over. Game over, y'all. Out.